right, looks like we're live. Let's get on into it. Day 8, third stream of the day. Let's just go for it. Welcome everyone who's watching. Today we're talking about day 8 of the Summer League, talking about some standout performances. Some people didn't play today in Summer League. I think the hype of Summer League is kind of dying down a little bit. So we'll get through this video pretty quick. It will be a relatively short stream today. Before I get started, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment on the video, all that stuff. Share it with your friends. Just got done with a very solid, good old stream about the Los Angeles Clippers and about what they did with their trade for Eric Bledsoe. So feel free to go watch that, along with other videos that I have as well. Let's just get started into Summer League though. So Dallas and Sacramento is the game that kicks us off. I'm not even going to talk about it. There was not really too much here. Davion Mitchell and Neemias Queta both didn't really play too much. The Kings, by the way, are actually going to play Tuesday for the Summer League Championship against the Boston Celtics. So we'll definitely get excited for that one as well. But for this game, they kind of rested Queta and Davion Mitchell. Milwaukee, how about Mamadi Diakite for the Milwaukee Bucks was really solid. 18 points, 9 rebounds. Just a good day for him. He was a dude that actually stood out in Summer League, not Summer League, in the G League last season. And I think he's a dude that maybe can play in the NBA, but he just didn't really get much minutes. I don't know if there's any minutes that are going to become available for the Bucks this season, and I doubt he really makes their rotation, but an interesting dude who had been playing kind of just below average, in my opinion, so far in the Summer League, but today he kind of breaks out a little bit more. It was really good. Jordan Nwora was also really solid, 18 points, 3 steals. He did have 7 turnovers, though, so Nwora was not as good today. Washington with Corey Kispert. How about the Wizards? And what they got out of Corey Kispert today was, I think, something that they were very happy to see. Kispert, 18 points, 4 threes that he made. He was pretty aggressive, and he was able to catch and shoot the basketball like he usually did at Gonzaga. He seemed comfortable, was hitting his threes, obviously. He hit 4 of them. And I think he just played pretty solid. No assists, and that's kind of the thing that you get with Kispert, is that he's not going to be a dude who's going to be giving you anything else other than the shooting and spreading the floor. However, he is a dude that is very solid in his role, and I really believe that if he kind of gets into the right situation and is on the court with the right players, I think he can thrive. But if he's ever like the guy, or even the second, I don't think he'll ever be the guy that you give the ball to and ask him to go score, but he can't be asked to shoulder too much of the load, or else I just don't think he has the athleticism or the shot creation ability to thrive in a position like that. So Wizards and the Bucks there. Let's move on to the Utah Jazz and the Los Angeles Clippers. Udoka Azubuike was really solid, 18 points, 10 rebounds. He continues a really solid Summer League performance where he has been a nightly double-double and has been really solid for the Jazz. Dude tears down the rim every time he gets inside. The Jazz look for him on the rolls. They look for him when he's cutting the basket. Just super solid. And I think Udoka has an opportunity to maybe get some minutes in Utah this season, but I don't know how much given their recent front court additions to their team. Elijah Hughes, another kind of up and down performer. He did have another good game in the Summer League today. I think he only had really another one where he was actually scoring efficiently, but today he gets 18 points. 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 3-pointers made. Again, when he's stroking it, pretty solid. Trent Forrest, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Forrest is another guy that I think he's the best player on the Summer League team for the Jazz. I think he's the best. Watching him play, he actually is very, very good at being able to have good court awareness. He knows where guys are on the court. While he is limited offensively and is not a guy who can create his own shot, he does take smart shots. You don't see him hoisting shots that just aren't him. Today he hit a couple of threes, which was really nice to see from him. But other than that, Forrest has been really solid. Udoka Azubuike has been really solid. And this Jazz team did lose their first game of the Summer League today, but I think they can go walk home happy knowing that Azubuike and Trent Forrest are, very, very solid for this team. The Clippers, their 2 draft picks that they had this year are kind of the guys I mostly wanted to focus on throughout Summer League, and Keon Johnson had his first really solid game as far as scoring the ball goes. 17 points, 3 3-pointers made, 6 rebounds. He's a guy that actually, to me, it looks like he has more of an offensive game that we just haven't seen yet, but he's still kind of polishing it. He's still kind of figuring that out. And I think once he does, he can actually be a solid contributor in the NBA. He's athletic. He plays solid defense. There was a play, I think, with Preston, who we'll talk about in just one moment, where Preston throws a nice oop to Keon Johnson, and Keon Johnson's athleticism is very, very good. Super, super high athlete. Jason Preston, 16 points, 5 assists, and 2 3-pointers made. Preston, he just seems similar to how Trent Forrest works. He just seems like he knows where he needs to be on the court. He's not going to be a dude who's going to take too many horrible shots. He knows what he's capable of, and because of that, he is able to go and actually do some things on the offensive side of the basketball. And while he is a little bit of a defensive liability, I do really believe that Preston has a place in the league to just slow down an offense, maybe similar to a Thomas Satoransky. He's not as big, and I don't think he's as good of a defender, but just a guy who can come in, play solid minutes at the point guard position. Is not going to be a guy that you're going to say, here's the basketball, go score with it, but a guy who can set up an offense and just be a good presence on the offensive side, the guy on the offensive side of the floor, and just be kind of the 5th guy on the team as far as trying to get scoring possessions from them. The next game is the Brooklyn Nets and the San Antonio Spurs. Cam Thomas played very, very good. Cam Thomas goes for 38. I hadn't really talked about him too much during preseason. Obviously, he's been scoring at a great rate. One thing that I'm impressed with is the fact that he's getting to the free throw line as much as he is. 10. I think he had 10 free throws last game or something like that, at least double digits or something. But tonight he had 11 as well. 11 free throw attempts. He had 3 3-pointers made as well. And just a solid performance. Again, if this guy is going to come off the bench for the Nets and just add some spark, hey, if he's going to be able to get to the free throw line, that's getting points on the board. And I think the Nets would appreciate that from a guy who I think does have that role of being the off-the-bench scorer guard who can really help a team on the offensive side of the ball. The San Antonio Spurs had Josh Primo have his kind of best game of the Summer League. 21 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Very good day from Primo. He just seems like he can do a little bit of everything. I can kind of see his scoring touch a little bit, but ultimately I think he still has a lot of maturing to do, and I think the Spurs are going into a phase now where they're going to have a lot of time to develop these guys, because I don't think we're going to be considering them as a team that's going to be a playoff team like they have been for the last 20 years. So Primo's the next kind of experiment that they're going to work on and make sure that he can develop into something good, and maybe they did catch somebody who's really solid. I have my doubts on the pick, but he played solid today. How about Trey Jones? 18 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists for Trey Jones. Another solid day for him. I think similar to other of these point guards, limited offensively, but they know what to do offensively. They're smart, high IQ players that know where they need to go on the floor. He shot, I think he hit at least 1 3 that I saw from Trey Jones, but a solid day for him. And, there is definitely some potential with some of these guards. I do wonder exactly with the Spurs what their plan is with all these young guards that they have on their roster. Again, that's Primo, there's Trey Jones. They obviously already have guys like Derek White and DeJounte Murray, but then also they have Lonnie Walker. And I just wonder exactly, there seems to be a lot of guards there that they're going to try to groom for the future. I just don't know what their future is like in San Antonio. How about the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Philadelphia 76ers? Jalen Noel plays very, very solid, 26.7 rebounds. He did have 7 turnovers, but Noel's been a dude who we've talked about before. He gets NBA minutes with the Timberwolves this season and was very solid in his minutes there. I liked what he can provide. I think he had some shooting. I believe he had some good length and defense, and good for him to be able to show out here in Summer League. Philadelphia had Paul Reed, 27 points, 20 rebounds, 4 assists. He also had 4 steals and 4 blocks as well. So the versatility of this G League MVP player that the Sixers have, does he have any kind of future in the NBA a little bit? We'll see. But nonetheless, a very, very good performance from Paul Reed today. And the last couple of games we'll get into here, Houston and Orlando. Orlando just didn't have anybody. They obviously don't have Suggs anymore, with him being sidelined for the rest of Summer League. And then Houston on their end, the Houston Rockets had Alperen Sengun play pretty good, 13 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks. And Josh Christopher, 22 points and 7 turnovers. But regardless, I still like kind of what those two guys are able to provide the Rockets. Obviously, this team was without Jalen Green, who is sitting out the rest of Summer League. And Sengun and Christopher and also Jalen Green all together, I think they provide a really good trio of the future from this draft that the Rockets were able to scoop up in this last year's NBA draft. How about the Golden State and the New Orleans Pelicans? This was the game of the night, went into overtime, had some controversial stuff going on in it. However, Kuminga was great. I'm starting to kind of eat crow, I guess you could say, on Jonathan Kuminga, because I just wasn't crazy about him going number 7. However, he's proven that he's definitely talented. He has length. He has this ability to be able to just on defense and on offense. You can see the high ceiling with him. You can see the athleticism, but then there are some issues with his shot selection. And but I like Kuminga. I actually would buy a little bit of stock in Jonathan Kuminga, because he's a dude that is going to be, I think maybe he doesn't play a whole lot this season, but I think he's got a high ceiling, and I've definitely warmed up to the idea of Kuminga being a successful NBA player. No Moses Moody for the Warriors tonight, as he took the day off. And then the Pelicans also had Trey Murphy go off again, who's been one of the dudes that has been really showing in the Summer League. 22 points. He had 6 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 blocks. He mentions after the game and talks about how he was doubted at Missouri. This dude was the top 17 pick. And like, he still has this chip on his shoulder, which you love to see. And he's not too consumed by it, but it drives him enough to be able to perform at a high level. And I like what Trey Murphy has been able to provide for the Pelicans. They were trying to get to that championship game tonight. They don't get there with the margin of victory, the lower margin of victory they got on the Warriors tonight, with just being at 1 point. They needed 11 to advance to go play Boston in the Summer League championship game. But it is what it is. And Trey Murphy, I think, had a great Summer League, and I don't know if we'll see too much of him in the future at Summer League, but I think he could get minutes with the Pelicans this upcoming season. Kira Lewis had a very bad day. He just couldn't shoot the ball that well, and you just worry about Kira Lewis and just not really scoring at a high level. You can't really put him out and get NBA minutes with him just not being a very consistent scorer at all. Herb Jones also would like to mention, they haven't been playing Herb Jones as much as I would like them to. Maybe we see it in the future. Maybe they rest Trey Murphy for the last game, and then we see a little bit more Herb Jones. But Herb Jones had 10 points tonight. Pretty solid performance, but I would like to see them unleash Herb Jones a little bit more. How about Memphis? Memphis and Chicago is going to be the ending day. I'll start with Ayu Dosunmu, who plays his first best game of the Summer League. He had 26 points, 7 rebounds. I don't know exactly what Dosunmu's fit is in the NBA, but I do believe he has a role. I don't think it's with the Chicago team that has now a lot of guards that are going to be in front of him, so I don't see him producing in the NBA this season. But is he somebody that a team targets in the future? And I think he's probably going to be a dude who performs okay in the G League this upcoming season, but we'll see. I kind of cooled my expectations with Dosunmu during the drafts process of viewing all these prospects and everything. So we'll see what becomes of Ayu Dosunmu after having his first good game of Summer League. How about Memphis? We'll talk about the Memphis Grizzlies here. Zaire Williams, 14, 9, and 3, 14 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. He went 0 from 6 from 3-point land, but he does show examples of just how athletic he is. The dunk that he had in today's game was just great, and you see this high athletic potential, but you just wanted to translate into efficient production on the court. And hopefully the Grizzlies can get that from Zaire Williamson in the future. That does it for today. I don't know exactly what we're going to get tomorrow as far as teams playing. Teams playing their star players, I should say. So we'll see. I know today's video is a little bit shorter than usual, but we will continue to do everything we can to provide the best coverage of Summer League. And Tuesday is our last day, so we only have 2 more days of this. I'm thinking by Wednesday we'll probably make a winners and losers list for the off season. And then again, if you like the video, feel free to press the like button, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, and then also check out other videos that I'm doing. Made a lot of videos about a lot of different teams, so your favorite team is probably on there. If you like listening to my thoughts, you can go listen to those videos and enjoy them. But other than that, I'm going to sign off for the night, and y'all have a good night, and we'll see you in the next video.